A woman can leave the man she loves. That sentence may sound heartbreaking, but psychology reveals it's not only possible, it's often necessary. Because while love is powerful, it's not always stable. It's not always safe. Love can be thrilling, consuming, and intoxicating, but it can also be confusing, lonely, and painful. A woman might love a man so deeply that he becomes the center of her world, yet still find herself drifting away. Why? Because what keeps a woman grounded in a relationship isn't just how much she loves a man, it's how that man makes her feel about herself. A woman can fall in love with charm, words, chemistry, and even shared dreams, but she stays for peace, presence, and emotional security. She might walk away with tears in her eyes and memories etched into her soul, but she won't leave the man who makes her feel emotionally safe, seen, and supported. That man becomes irreplaceable, and psychology has a name for that emotional bond. It's called attachment security. It's deeper than love. It's about being able to breathe in someone's presence and exhale all your fears. A woman may be drawn to the man who excites her, who challenges her, who ignites her passions, but she stays with the one who grounds her. That grounding doesn't come from money, gifts, or promises. It comes from emotional intelligence, from a man who knows how to hold space for her when she's silent, who doesn't rush to fix her when she's hurting, but simply sits with her pain. She can love the one who flirts, who dazzles, who texts her late into the night, but she won't leave the one who remembers how she likes her coffee, who notices when her smile doesn't reach her eyes, who listens not just to reply, but to understand. These are the subtle cues a woman reads without even realizing it. Her heart is wired to seek safety, to seek presence, to seek a connection that says, "I see you and I'm not going anywhere." She may be tempted by excitement, but she's loyal to consistency. She may be drawn to mystery, but she stays for clarity. The man who makes her feel emotionally safe becomes her home. And this isn't about being perfect. It's not about saying the right words every time. It's about being there, being emotionally available. Psychology shows that women form deeper attachments with those who create a space of non-judgment, a space where she doesn't have to perform to be loved, where she can be messy, raw, uncertain, and still be held. A woman can endure countless heartbreaks, but she won't let go of a man who gives her the freedom to be vulnerable without punishment. That's the real test. It's not how passionately she loves you when things are easy. It's how she holds on to you when life gets messy. If you make her feel safe in the storm. Many men wonder why women leave even when there's love. The answer lies in what happens between the words. It's not always about cheating, lying, or betrayal. Sometimes, it's the emotional disconnection, the feeling of being alone in a relationship, the quiet disappointments, the missed chances to connect. Love without emotional safety is like a beautiful house. Built on sand, it looks perfect, but it can't weather the storms. A woman won't stay in a house where she's always bracing for the next emotional earthquake. But she stays in a home, even if it's modest, where she feels safe, seen, and respected. That's the kind of love that lasts, the kind that doesn't fade with time, but deepens. And it starts with the small, everyday moments: a hand held during silence, a gentle look during chaos, a willingness to talk when it's easier to shut down. You see, women are emotionally intuitive. Their nervous systems are wired for connection, for reading emotional cues, for sensing danger, not just physical, but emotional. When a woman senses that she has to suppress her needs to be loved, her nervous system starts to shut down. It doesn't matter how much she loves him if her core needs aren't met. Her inner self begins to retreat. She becomes quieter, less expressive, more distant, not because she stopped caring, but because her emotional safety is threatened. And this is why so many women walk away quietly, even while still loving deeply. Because their emotional needs became invisible, because love without safety becomes exhaustion, and even the strongest love can't survive in an emotionally starved space. But when a woman finds a man who knows how to regulate his own emotions, who speaks not to dominate, but to understand, who holds her in her chaos without judgment, she doesn't want to leave. She can't imagine life without that presence. It's not about possession or obsession, it's about emotional security. A man who makes her feel safe emotionally becomes more attractive to her than any man with looks, wealth, or charm, because he gives her what so many others can't: freedom. The freedom to be soft, to be herself, to cry without being told she's too emotional, to speak her truth without walking on eggshells, to grow without fear of abandonment. And in that space, her love multiplies. She opens, blooms, and radiates a kind of devotion that only grows stronger with time. Psychology teaches us that safety is the foundation of lasting love. Emotional safety allows vulnerability, and vulnerability creates intimacy, and intimacy is the lifeblood of connection. It's not just about passion or shared interests, it's about being able to look someone in the eye and know you're safe there. A woman will test this, not out of manipulation, but out of instinct. She needs to know that when life gets heavy, you won't disappear. That when she's hard to love, you won't punish her with silence or distance. That when she reveals the darker parts of her soul, you won't run away. And when she finds that kind of man, she doesn't leave. She builds, she invests, she stays. This is why it's possible for a woman to walk away from someone she loves and stay with someone who simply gets her, who doesn't just love her, but makes her feel loved in the ways that matter. Emotional support, consistency, empathy, presence. These things can't be faked. They are felt, they are remembered, and they are what separate unforgettable men from temporary ones. In the end, the man who keeps a woman's heart is not the one who made her feel butterflies in the beginning. It's the one who made her feel peace in the middle of the storm. So if you're wondering what makes a woman stay, it's not just the love you give, but the space you create. A space where her heart can rest, her mind can breathe, and her soul can expand. Because when a woman feels emotionally safe, she doesn't just stay, she transforms. She becomes the best version of herself, and she gives you a love that's unshakable. And that, more than grand gestures or poetic words, is the kind of love that endures. A woman can leave the man she loves, but she doesn't leave the man who makes her feel like she never has to hide a single piece of herself to be loved. That man becomes her forever.